All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the Boulder Boy Show, episode number 36. Coming at you from Boulder. We got somebody here.
A very special guest.
Very special guest. Introduce yourself.
Yo, it's your boy Ryan Thrower from Freetrail. Just popping in for a minute to Boulder to see what's up.
Bow, wow, wow, wow. I wish I had that sound effect.
There is one.
Yeah, it's somewhere on the board. Maybe. Ryan's hitting all the buttons, dude. Who knows what people are hearing?
That's the robot button.
Oh,
all right. Yeah, welcome onto the pod. First, just a couple announcements. One announcement. Shout out to a listener named Matt who owns it's a great name, strong name, who owns a coffee roaster, coffee shop in I believe the Boston area.
So awesome.
Restoration Coffee sent us some beans. I'll link it.
Not only did he send us some beans, he sent us like a bag each.
Yeah.
So many beans.
They're great. And I'm holding in my hand a dark roast, which I brought for Matt because he's a dark roast boy. I have dug into, I believe, an Ethiopian. It's quite good. Yeah. Thank you for the coffee, Matt. And
thank you so much.
In the Massachusetts, Boston area, check out Restoration Coffee. I'll link it in the show notes. You know how we do. That's all I got. That's my only announcement.
Sick.
That's sweet. Where do we start?
I mean,
Ryan, what are you doing here? Yeah. What?
Well, first
Why
of all,
are you here?
I want to point out that the forecasts do not exist and they don't work here.
It's true.
It's like I was in Leadville. I'm filming Courtney, making a documentary with our friend Daniel Jacobson on Courtney's Cocodona. So we were filming her training, and it was amazing because it was a blizzard. So we have this like awesome contrast between Leadville in the winter, like training ground, and then where it's going to be most likely hot in Arizona for Cocodona. And I was trying to check the forecast because there's a chance of snow, and I was like, open the radar, nothing's on the radar. Look outside, it's nuking snow. Doesn't make sense. It says it's like supposed to be cloudy. Then the next day said it was going to be cloudy. There were no clouds. It was sunny. And then today I was like, oh, well, it might snow in Boulder. Then I looked, I was like, it's in the 40s. And then I asked him, he's like, yeah, it might rain. I was like, yeah, that's what I thought too. And then we walked over here and it was snowing. And I was like, what?
Yeah. I was getting hailed on the bike on the way over
keeps
here.
It interesting.
Anyways,
dude, quick question. So you're there, blizzard conditions, filming Courtney. Is she wearing shorts? I feel like she would be.
Sometimes she was wearing shorts and sometimes she had on pants.
Sweats. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spoiler.
First
We'll have to watch a doc.
The Solomon pants. Wow.
Yeah. Whoa.
Ryan, what's it like? I mean, you have a really great relationship with Courtney. What's it like to work with her in a kind of like professional capacity as a filmmaker?
It's very easy. She's very professional, very friendly, and is like, you guys need anything else? You get all the shots you need? Hey, it's snowing outside. Why don't we go outside and shoot? Like, she's like suggesting stuff, and not like, it never felt like it was a chore or like I felt like it was a chore for her to come out or an inconvenience. She's so nice. And Kevin, I have a great relationship with her husband, Kevin, too. And, you know, it was super fun filming with both of them.
Do you feel like you're able to get more out of Courtney because of that? Like,
I think anyone I film, if I have a friendship with, that's where our best stuff at Free Trail comes from, is like, if I have a relationship with the person I'm filming, then it's way better than if I go film some random person. Not that it's bad if I don't know the person, but you can just tell because the person I'm filming is more comfortable with me. And it just like, I feel like it just comes out better in the film.
you're also, like best in the biz. So, it's also you, Ryan.
It's true. It's true. You also had a big day out with Courtney's husband last year, 2 years ago?
2 years ago. And we're doing it again this year. 2 years ago, we did Swiss Alps 100 step for step, which if you...
Major.
I don't know if... we ran 35... Well, we ran like 27 hours, but we were out there 35 hours. And
what were those other 8 hours like eating
we
pasta?
We joke about like... I was telling my friend Daniel, who's never run an ultra, and he's like filming Cocodona, so it's going to be like a very interesting like way into the sport. And I was telling him, I was like, yeah, ultra running is awesome because he just did his first marathon. And I was like, yeah, it's way easier doing ultras. Like I was sitting down for 20 minutes with Kevin. We were eating minestrone soup, just like looking at the mountains. Hey, should we get going? I don't know. Let me see what else they have for food. And like, so we really enjoyed, we took our time at Swiss Alps and We're doing a race this August in Austria together. That's a 90K, and it'll probably be the same style. We call it moseying.
Bro Mosey, right?
The bro mosey. Yeah.
Very
Bro
cool.
Mosey.
Very cool.
I mean, it's so cool that you've gotten to see also that side of a relationship that is like well known, but I don't think folks really know Kevin in the sport. Like he plays a huge role in Courtney's, racing. But like what's it like seeing him on both sides of that relationship, both as an athlete, like you're out there for 30 some hours with him, but also when he's showing up in more of a support role for Courtney, one of the best athletes in the world.
This is the first time I've ever heard of Kevin.
Really?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Where have you been? Wait a minute.
don't
Okay,
know.
but to be fair, when we started this podcast, I remember we went on a run and you didn't even really know who Courtney was.
No,
so.
I knew who.
What?
So
Hold
it
on,
makes
hold on.
sense. So it makes sense.
Hold on, I just gotta defend myself here. No, we can continue on the question. Yeah, I knew who Courtney was, but I'm pretty sure that run, I go, there's no way she's winning Euro. She hasn't done anything this year.
That's
and
right.
then you stated like she had won like Hard Rock and UTMB and all this stuff, and I was like, oh shit.
States.
Like,
Yeah. That's like the greatest.
So,
yeah.
but yeah, no, Kevin, sick. I don't know. Yeah, what's he like?
He's amazing, very friendly guy. And she refers to it as a team. Always, all of her successes, all of the planning, all the races. It's what we want to do. It's a complete team effort. And I've seen plenty of behind the scenes of how much Kevin does, and he's like very supportive. And Courtney was supportive for us. She paced us 30 miles or something like that at Swiss Alps, which was really fun.
Was she telling jokes?
Oh yeah,
Sick.
she cracked the whip on us on one of the. We were moseying a little too mosey, and she's like, "We got to get up this hill," and so she's like, "Put in headphones," and we went up this like one of the last 4,000-foot climbs, and it was like just holding on for dear life.
That's a performance enhancer, dude. Like
Yeah.
if Courtney told me to go, I'd be
100%.
like, okay.
100%. I
Yeah.
also feel like that's like a really cool thing that folks don't realize is that like Courtney shows up and supports the community and other folks who are racing in it with the same energy that she races with. Like she was at UTMB last year. All of a sudden we like drop out of the forest after Saint Gervais, and there's like Courtney in like a costume,
Yeah.
and she was so psyched to see all of us. And to think that like she's won this race, she's won every race. She's truly the most dominant ultra runner in the sport right now for the last decade. And she's just like equally as excited about other people being out there racing hard, giving it their all, committing to like a really hard thing. And that's like so special to see. And I think is what also just like makes Courtney so special.
Yeah. No ego.
No
Just
ego.
just so stoked always. Yeah.
That's dope. Real quick before we move off the Courtney Kevin topic, I think Kevin is or was a software engineer, right?
Yeah.
What's his like vibe, right? Because like I used to be an engineer, but like I'm pretty like laid back, jokey. Caleb Olson, software engineer,
Dang.
different disposition. I'm curious, like what's his vibe?
He's goofy.
He's a
He's like,
goofball?
yeah, he's goofy. He's funny, but like also very organized. Like with the spreadsheets for every race, like the spreadsheets are like, I've got to see the spreadsheets, and like I joked about if we should put some spreadsheets in the film, and I'll blur them out like you can't see them. Yeah, he's got a really good sense of humor. He's fun. He's just like, I spent 35 hours with him straight, and we just like had a blast. There was
awesome.
never a moment where I was like, I got to run a little bit ahead of him. I'm sick of him or something. It was the whole time. It was like, how many people can you do that with? 35 straight hours, skipping a night of sleep.
And choose to do it again.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Like that's so cool. Okay. And then you're in Boulder for another, 24 hours? You're doing some shooting tomorrow with David?
David Roche. He's running our race, the Big Alta.
Oh yeah.
And so we're making a little, a couple minute film, maybe a reel, just about kind of hyping the race and seeing how it fits into his season. And then hop on a plane, and I can't wait to be back to sea level. I mean, even like Prescott, Denver, Boulder, it takes me, it's fine. I feel like running is like a little bit of a governor, but it's like sleep. My body's like, something's not right. You need to wake up, and it's 1 a.m. And I feel like by the third or fourth night, I get a good night's sleep. And it's like the higher I am, like Leadville's 10,000 and change, and so I feel so good right now here. Yeah, I didn't get any acclimation. I just don't feel as bad as I felt up there. Like it takes a long time to get acclimated, but yeah, Kevin and I and Daniel, my buddy who's filming with us, we went on a little mosey this morning, and it was like, it was like three-ish miles downhill slightly, and then the way back was just like, it was like 400 feet of climbing over 3 miles, and I was like, it's like, is this Everest? Like, so yeah, why was I talking about this? Anyways, that's
I don't know.
I just can't wait to get
It
back
sounded
to
good,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so shooting David, he's run Big Alta. Can we get a little plug on Big Alta? Because a bunch of us ran it last year, and it is the best winter race in North America. It is in beautiful Marin, California, buttery trails, but also hard. Ton of climbing, super fast. David's running it. Kind of seems like there's a stacked field again this year.
Maybe Eli's running it.
Oh,
I was like,
you heard it
dude,
here first.
I can't. Well, I don't know. Wasn't he signed up?
He signed up.
Yeah, he is
Yeah,
signed
he
up. I was
signed
just
up.
like, he ran Black Canyon. And was like, is he running
Yeah.
it? I don't know.
Yeah. I haven't talked to him. I'm sure he is.
They took out the Whopper though, so it's gonna be It's gonna be faster. Yeah.
The Whopper's gone.
Against we didn't want to take it out. We just had to take it out.
Okay.
Yeah. So it might come back,
Okay.
That'd be
Yeah.
good.
but this year it's not in it.
Yeah.
Did it just shorten the race by that much, or do you like do a different kind of?
No, we added in it. Even if I can't remember if it's slightly shorter or slightly longer. Either way, it'll be faster.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Dope.
And Matt, you were signed up, but you're
Yeah, I got a lot going on, and so and I had been injured, and so but
Yeah.
today I was like my first like real run back. Was able to do 12 miles, no calf problems, and
Hell
Dude.
yeah.
so yeah,
you're ready.
I'm ready. Let's
Like a
go.
win-
He's back.
I mean, I was injured kind
You're
of this time last year too, like,
injured.
going to the race.
Yeah. To be fair,
Yeah.
you were injured last year, and you very nearly.
Yeah, well,
Took
I
that
think
If that Whopper wouldn't have been there last year, it'd have been a different story.
Maybe,
you know?
maybe.
He ripped
But,
my legs off.
Oh yeah.
He ripped his own legs off too.
And Eli
walking
and Darren
backwards
ripped
down
my-
the-
Yeah, that was bad, dude.
Walking backwards down the Whopper, dude.
Yeah.
Matt, you would have won the thing if the Whopper wasn't there.
I don't know, man.
Maybe.
I don't know
Okay.
if I was
I
gonna
don't
beat
know
Eli.
rolling.
about that, but
Ryan, what's your role at Big Alta this year? Like getting content?
Yep. And editing and putting it out as fast as I possibly can. All week.
Do you think you can get David Roach to wear the race T-shirt? That's the question.
I think that's only you, man.
Oh.
So I guess you got to come back.
All right.
Yeah.
Same shirts. You got
Yeah.
the pink ones.
I think
Sweet.
we changed them up a little bit. I think it's the same colors, but I think it's a smaller logo on like where the breast pocket would be, and it's a bigger logo on the back.
Cool.
That's what I was pushing for. I haven't seen the final product, but I felt like that's like a little 90s, like to have the small thing and the big on the back. So
Hell yeah.
we'll see.
Are there any slots open?
For the right people,
Okay. Okay.
if you want in.
Okay.
Are you?
No.
I
was mostly. I've been so injured. I should not sign up for any racing. Although it sounds so fun, and like, it truly was like one of the most fun weekends last year to show up, middle of the winter, Colorado winter in Marin, and just be like, oh my gosh, Marin is like the most beautiful, dreamiest place in the entire world.
And it's green this time of
It's
year.
so green.
Yes.
Like before it turns like to the golden
And it wasn't
brown.
muddy last year. Like happened.
It's
Yeah.
green, but it's not like full poison oak season yet.
Right.
Like you're not like, scared to touch anything.
Yeah.
Overgrown
Yeah.
in the way that by canyons, you're like, you can't get away with not having poison oak.
I had poison oak so bad from both canyons and then the training camp last year. I had to get I was doing like after the training camp, I went down to Palm Springs and outside of Vegas to do like a training camp for states. And I had it so bad that I had to get I don't know, whatever it was. They gave me some sort of cream and then they all got infected. So I was on an antibiotic and then I needed like a steroid to clear it up. And then like it was like I was heavily medicated because like my legs, it's like you Google it and it's not even close to as bad as it was in my legs. I'm still scarred.
Poor Moy thought that poison oak was like nettles where you'd like know that you had it during the race.
Yeah.
And so he finished and he was like, oh, I think I'm okay. Like, I think I must have missed it. And then he just got absolutely wrecked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
Ouch. Yeah, but put Big Alta on your list, top of the list. I definitely want to do it maybe next year.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
I remember being in Canaria, wishing I was in Marin. Or that's where it is.
Yes.
At Big Alta. So
Yes.
it's a vacation spot.
Very dope.
Yeah.
What else?
So I wanted to say something.
Yeah. Do it.
Was it 2021 when you ran Black Canyon and got like 6th?
2022.
2022.
Yeah.
Because I ran with you a lot of the race filming, and that was back where I was like, I'm still figuring out how to do what I'm doing, and I made like race recaps. So that's somewhere on YouTube, the Black Canyon 2022 race recap, and I ran with you a bunch.
I remember this.
And you were in first most of the race, right? At least a good part of it. That checks out. But I remember
uncomfortable amount of the race. Yeah.
I remember you finished the race and you were sitting down at like the runner's little like post race aid station.
Mhm.
And I sat and talked with you for a little bit. And
You took a photo. That's my Strava profile photo.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then this year when you finished, I don't know if you remember, I was like, dude, do you just remember it was a couple years ago where you were sitting here and you led the race but didn't close it out?
Yeah.
And I was like, it was so cool to see as someone who like just basically goes to races and follows the front of the race. It was so cool. Like I remember that so vividly following you there. And I remember at like Table Mesa, whatever place you were in that year, I was like, please, Seth, please. I was rooting for you so hard.
Well, I remember you in the middle of the race were like, you're my pick for the win. And then I like bombed it. And then I think there was another race where you've said that before. Oh, at Canaria. It was before Canaria. You messaged me and like, just let you know you're my pick for the win. Bombed it. This year you didn't say anything and I won it.
Yeah.
So
Was he your pick for the win?
I had him in 2 or 3.
Well, okay.
Dude,
I'll take it.
Honestly, rookie mistake.
Well, put him in 2 or 3 for states, you know.
Well, I feel like every time I put you in 1, it's been a curse. So
Yeah, don't
I'll
do
put
that.
you 2 or 3 and
Put
you're
me
going to
2 or
win the
3.
race. So it's,
Put me 2 or 3.
Yeah.
You play fantasy free trail?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And I think the highest I've gotten is maybe 8th or 10th or something.
It's pretty good.
I mean, I don't get if I win, I don't get whatever the prize is,
you
but
should
I'm actually really bad.
gift yourself.
I'm
a prize.
typically, if there's like 850 people, I get like 833rd.
I feel like the problem is that Ryan's always out here putting his friends in the top 3 slots.
It's too biased.
If I have friends in the race, they always take president. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I do have a bone to pick with you and Free Trail.
Oh,
jeez.
Why must you insist in posting photos of me crying on the internet?
That first of all, that wasn't me. But now that I love it's a thing, I'm gonna look for them.
Okay, so
That's great.
like
I mean, I think we were doing like a promo before the race of just who's in the race and say like get your fantasy picks in and just the people that we thought would be in the top 5-ish.
yeah, and there's a photo of me bawling my
dude,
eyes
crying
out.
is
Dude,
cool.
it's, yeah.
It is cool, but I definitely like you can't do that too much. You know what I mean? Like you can't come across every finish line crying, otherwise you're like,
I mean, they're big performances, you know.
yeah, that's true. I definitely held it together for Black Canyon though.
Ryan never stopped.
Yeah, keep it going.
Dude, but
It's good for your brand, Seth.
yeah, I don't know, but
Yeah,
I
people
remember
love that.
You're the sad boy, dude.
I am the sad boy.
of ultra running.
But dude, I remember at the finish of Black Canyon, I was like, I cannot cry.
You did.
I cannot cry. And
Do you
then
have any photos?
I think I have one. Is you
What?
hugged somebody and that's when you lost.
I
it.
hugged
was
like
Moy.
one of y'all, Moy or somebody, and I
you
started
told
crying.
me as we were going into the finish line, like right before I peeled off, you said, "Do not let me cry at the finish line," and you started
Didn't
crying
work.
as soon as you were hugging more. And I like, you can see in the video, like he hit you, and I was like, "You said not to cry."
Okay, for what it's worth though, Seth, like you finishing CCC 2 years ago and like hugging me and crying was like so fucking special.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Like, and that was like a year that you just gone through the heart health issues. Like you hadn't been able to like put the training together that you were like, you knew you were capable of doing. And you still had the race that, you know, like Seth's going to win CCC. You heard it here first. Like he's going to win CCC at some point. No doubt. So you're like, you weren't super psyched, but you still took 6th at like one of the biggest races in the country or in the world after, you know, those struggles. And to feel that emotion with you after the race was like, it was really special. So like, just so you know that, you know, it's not something to be embarrassed of ever.
Yeah, we should all be so lucky to get cried on by Seth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's beautiful. No, I feel like it's just funny. I feel like every time Ryan's around, I start crying.
Dude, also just to stick on the crying thing for a sec, it's like dope for a strong man to cry, you know? especially on camera.
Are you calling me a strong man?
I'm calling you a strong man, dude.
That's the highest compliment.
I mean, you haven't beaten me yet, but like you
Yeah.
are a strong man. You know what I mean?
That is true. That is true.
I'm just starting,
dude. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been called strong before. It's the first, dude.
Very strong.
Yeah, I
dude.
appreciate
Very
that.
strong.
Dude. Okay. Speaking of strong, man, we'll just like keep podcasting, and
Yeah.
Ryan hops in whenever. What about Caleb Olson at TGC? I feel like that has to get some airtime.
That was badass.
Is he the next like? He's the next like it. Like he's it.
That was impressive. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know him super well. We had breakfast with him at CCC. That's like the last longer interaction I've had with him. And I feel like since then, I think he got like 12th that year or
Mhm.
something. He like is on one, dude. Like, got the ticket, fastest debut ever at States, and then rocks up to Trans Gran Canaria and just blasts Jonathan Albin. It's like,
I think
Whoa.
what is so awesome about that too is that because States last year was so fast, he got some cred for the time that he ran, which was
it's a
is
messed up
so
time. Dude.
wildly impressive. To
Was it
put
1440? It
Yeah,
was freaking crazy.
it's honestly, and like having run States a couple of times now, it is so impressive when somebody does that on their first States because there's so much you need to put together,
Or even does it.
or does it ever? Yeah,
It's
no,
like
totally.
crazy.
But I feel like a guy like Caleb, who is a little under the radar, is like super, super humble, super kind. Like people don't give him, like no one was going into the Gran Canaria being like, Caleb's going to win the damn race. And then he freaking smashed it. And like, it's so fun to see that.
It is interesting though, dude. I mean, I don't know what you thought. You're a teammate, his teammate, Drew. I definitely felt like, I mean, he's good. Like,
Oh, yeah.
definitely podium. Maybe he'll win.
Oh, yeah.
So I wonder if like within the ranks, it's like that guy, like he might win, but
Oh, yeah.
I felt
mean,
like he was going to win.
I think that anyone who has like run with him just like on a normal run, a mountain run, or has raced against him, like knows that Caleb is one of the best in the world.
For sure.
And that like he belongs exactly where he was at Gran Canaria. And I don't know, it's just like so awesome when it all comes together. You know, similar to like Seth at Black Canyon. Like when you've seen those and you're like, okay, 1440 at Western States says something about like what you're capable of, and that within that year you can back that up with another like hugely impressive run.
Wouldn't that have won like every year except for like 2 or 3 years?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. It was
That's
crazy.
insane.
I mean, how many folks have actually run like sub 15?
Well, now a lot after last
Oh,
year.
yeah, after last year, but like before the last couple of years,
1440 is elite
Maybe
AF.
5 or
Like,
6.
Tom Evans,
5 or 6,
Jim,
Tom,
Jared.
did Tom?
Didn't Tom do 1445?
Oh
or
yeah,
something?
yeah. And what, 2 years ago or whatever?
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Caleb's legit.
Yeah.
Also, I'm sure folks have watched some of the finish line footage of Gran Canaria. John Albin's leg vein. What is going on, dude?
Wait,
it's
I
like,
haven't
it's like
seen
a
this.
pipe, dude.
That thing needs its own Instagram account.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It is, go find the footage. It is like a hose,
Dude, I've seen that. I've seen that thing in real life, dude. He'll be like chilling, and it's just like.
Is it
vein,
that big?
It's huge. Yeah, and it's like down his leg.
Are we sure it's a vein?
it's a vein.
It's a vein.
Yeah. And even with that vein, Caleb still beat him. You know what I mean? It's like crazy.
Oh man, dude. I guess one more thing about Caleb from my point of view is like, I think you're right. Like how fast he ran last year just was lost on me because he got 5th, right?
Yeah,
which is like a great result. But I don't know. Like I just like haven't like thought about Caleb all year, and then he just like does that, and it's
haven't
like
thought about
the
Caleb.
performance.
Haven't thought
the
about
year.
Courtney.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Who
What
are you thinking about?
I mean, dude, just these guys. I mean, he's from Salt Lake, so I try not to think about people
Hey,
from Salt
that's
Lake so
right.
much.
That's
but,
right.
no, I don't know what it is. Like, because he also did really well at Cape Town, right? You think he podiumed at Cape Town?
Second or third?
Yeah.
Second or third at Cape Town? Like, dude's the real deal. I'm scared.
I don't know if any of you guys follow him on Substack or if you're on Substack, but the dude like called his shot before the race.
I read
He was
that.
like, I think I can win this race.
Great
And
Substack.
what was great, he's such a good rider. I love, like, if you want to follow anybody on Substack, follow Caleb. It's awesome. But it was crazy. He like predicted what he thought would take to win time wise, and he ran like almost an hour faster,
damn, an hour faster.
like 45 minutes faster, something crazy. Yeah, it's wild.
Dude, we've entered
So-
we've entered the after times.
Totally.
I'm telling you,
Totally.
carbs, ice, really good foam.
Yeah.
speaking of foam, shout out to the good product folks at Nike. Caleb was running in the Ultrafly 2, which is an absolutely sick shoe.
Dude, the picture of his feet is just showing up everywhere now.
When
It's
does that come
look
out?
at yeah.
I was just gonna ask that.
I don't know when it's coming out. This year? Next year?
Is that what
Should
you're
know
running
these
in?
things.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've raced in it a couple times and I've been running in a bunch. It's a really fun shoe. It's like feels a little bit more. The first Ultrafly I loved. Like, Tyler and I ran 2 or 3 states in that shoe
Before it came out.
Before it came out.
Is that with every brand, or is that just Nike, where they're like, here's this awesome
Every
shoe,
brand.
and it comes
Every
out
brand.
in
Every
like 4
brand.
years?
Every brand.
No, you usually get it like a year or two before.
Year or two before.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of wild when you actually get into the world of shoe development at these massive companies. Like the product life cycles are so long. Like they are like, I will run in a shoe 2 to 3 years before it is publicly available because of, one, just like the amount of iterations that go into it. And then just the like getting it production ready and supply chain to a point where you can actually like start selling it in the open market. But once it starts hitting the market, it's, folks go check it out. It feels a little bit more in the like super shoey vein of, the Alpha Fly and the Vaporfly. So it's really fun.
Sick.
Really fun trail shoe.
Also, shout out to the peg. No one ever talks about the trail peg.
Okay.
The trail peg.
And I love that shoe. That's what I ran part of states in. I have probably like 700 miles on my trail pegs, and I keep being like, I'll bring them on this trip because I can throw them out. This has got to be the last run. And I just ran twice today, and I was like, they still feel great.
Ryan Thrower, sponsored by Nike. Lucy, Chris, what are y'all doing? Make it happen.
Nike does do the best colorways too.
I'm gonna have to edit this entire section out. No, I'm just kidding. That's all I had to say.
Well, John
Anyway, how
Albin,
about those North Face shoes?
I was gonna say John Albin was in some prototypes, right?
No, those are out. Those are
Or some.
no, they're out. There's out.
Was
he wearing the same shoe that you ran Black Canyon?
No,
I thought he was in something custom. I heard this on a podcast.
he might have been in something custom. He's over there in Europe, and they get like custom stuff more.
I'm gonna get
'cause
you some custom wheels. You know what I'm saying?
I'll get some
From the
custom
North
wheels,
Face.
dude.
Yeah.
I'll get some
All
cool
right.
color. Get
Something for
flames
states,
on the side.
Flames on the side. Yeah, bring those over. Thanks, dude.
Sweet. We're getting hydrated. For those listening, we're getting a refill of fluids here.
NAs for days.
No, I think I brought.
Nice.
That might be the one I grabbed. Yeah.
We'll let the
All
AI
right.
edit this part out.
Yeah. Edit the silent part out. Dude, I had nothing else on the topic list. So once again, I sent this notes thing around.
We do have other topics on the list now, Seth.
Oh, we do?
You just need to look at it.
Oh.
Okay, I've got a topic
Good.
because we have a guest that I feel like we got to keep peppering Mr. Ryan.
Yes.
Ryan, talk to us about like how Free Trail is thinking about the media environment in trail running, and how you, as a creative photographer, filmmaker, is feeling about kind of like the current chapter of media in ultra running.
Great question, Drew.
He read it off my notes doc, dude.
Yeah. I just saw the note. It was in there. It was great.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's just constantly changing with every race. And I was saying earlier that what was really, really cool about Tarawera, which I went to this year, was I was the only photographer that wasn't a race photographer, which is a really cool experience. Because when I was first getting into it in like 2020, 2021, there were only a few people. And I'm not saying I want less people in it, but it's just a different experience. And I've made a lot of friends with people who are just getting into it too. And I'm trying to help out as much as possible. I'm an open book. If you have questions, DM me with rates or how to edit, how to shoot, anything like that. But it's interesting because I think there's going to be a bigger change in a couple years when like AI is like a little bit more. Let's say I'm making a documentary on you and I'm missing some stuff. I can just type it in and be like, oh, I'm missing some B-roll I need of Drew. And maybe it won't like put you in it, but it could put do B-roll or whatever. And I think that's like, there's just like, I don't even know what the potential is of it. And not to go down AI rabbit hole on that question, but I just feel like it's constantly changing. There's more and more people doing stuff. There's now like, I remember last year at UTMB, there was there was like I think it was Solomon. There was like a Solomon crew documenting somebody shooting for Solomon. And it was like, it's like, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not dogging on it, but it's just like, that exists in like every other industry, the like behind the scenes of like if I started doing here, like, oh guys, here I am at CCC, they'll be coming over this, and here's my setup. This is like my lens. This is how I'm gonna frame with these. Here comes Seth, and I have photos of you last year, or the year before, I don't remember. And like right before you do the descent into Breton, and if I did like some behind the scenes, I think that could blow up. I feel like that is like what we'll see more of, is like the behind the scenes of people documenting the sport. Because, and also I feel like now you can't be like just an athlete regardless of how you perform. It feels like you got to bring more to the table.
Be creating content.
Whether it's podcasts or whether it's like I got to post some reels. I got to whether it's like the brand that tells you.
Thank God all of you are hauling me along. Because otherwise,
but dude, it takes like, Carrie Ann, shout out Carrie Ann, came out and like got footage today. Julianne did last week. It takes like a team to get the content. Somebody's got to cut it into a reel.
Hey, I made a reel for you guys.
Oh, did you really?
No,
No, you did for the Boulder Boys.
Yes.
2 reels ago.
Yes.
Ryan Thoreau.
It takes a
the
village.
clip of you talking. The clip of the thorn in the calf. I was like, that is. If I only heard that, I would go and listen to that episode.
That's right. You messaged me and you're like, you should do this.
And I was like, I don't know
how.
I shouldn't have done it. I had so much work to do in New Zealand. And I was just like, I'll just work on this for a little bit.
It was amazing. I love that.
But dude, AI definitely does accelerate the creative process. I mean, it accelerates the podcast. Like Seth's editing time is down to like.
Next year, we won't even be here. It'll just be AI created. We'll just give it prompts and it'll just talk.
Yeah. Wait, dude, I'm curious though, like, one part of the question I was going to ask is like, what is it like though when there's a ton of photographers in media? Like for you, like how does that change the dynamic compared to Tarawera, where it's like you're solo out there and you have all the space?
I feel like I can be way more creative, and I'm not worried, because like, you have to be, if you're like a decent human being, you have to also be aware that you're not just jumping in front of everybody else taking photos. And so you don't have to do that at Tarawera if you're the only one there. And so what I do, like at Hard Rock, I shot Courtney last year at Hard Rock, just photos, and I would just do right before the aid station or right after, because the aid station was chaos. And I have this really cool photo of her running out of Uray, and I'm like shooting, I don't know, maybe 100 yards out of the aid station shooting, and it's her. And like, I'm off to the side, kind of hidden behind, I think Zach Miller had his van with donuts there. And I'm like kind of off to the side behind, and I'm shooting her, and it's just like 15 photographers and videographers running with her.
That's sick.
And it's like, there's a really cool thing. I think she's giving a high five to either Zach or somebody. And there's like, everybody's like documenting it. And actually all the dudes that are there are just like scowling and like trying to find this thing. And Courtney White is like the only one who's like smiling while like she's having a good time doing it. And I have this photo of all of them shooting that. So that's
dude. It reminds me of that photo of Anthony Costalis at the end of States laying down, and it's just like a half circle of photographers, and someone took one looking back. So sick.
Yeah. Mike Shit in the Woods took a photo of me at the finish line of Courtney was finishing Hard Rock last year, and it's like there's probably 25 people with cameras, and I only needed like 1 or 2 shots. So I'm just kind of sitting there like smiling with my camera down, and it's everybody else has a camera up. And I was like,
dope.
You got to also kind of enjoy it. Like, as long as like for my assignment, I got what I needed right away, and then I could just enjoy her finish. But I understand if you're like, I got to get all these different angles because it's going to a magazine or whatever. I just had to get a few to post online. But yeah.
As a photographer, does it like, when it's in that like crazy frenzy, there's a bunch of other photographers like environment, have you had to become more like assertive, or do you just, like you said, kind of get more creative and like find different angles? Like, I feel like you'd kind of need to be like busting up in there to like get your shot, you know?
I feel like I only do that if I have like one athlete, it's like my one chance to get it, but I still try to communicate. I think most of us do. I don't think there's any beef really. But I also think a lot. I think if I was shooting you at Western States, I would try to do like 1, maybe 2 aid stations. The rest of it, I'd try to do elsewhere, because like Western States is one of the few races where I do think aid stations are interesting. But there's a lot of time where it's just like a handoff of a vest or something. But there's also like, if I'm shooting an aid station at Western States, if you're in the top 10 men or women, there's going to be like at least 8, maybe 10 other creatives that are just, and that's just part of it. You can't be like, hey, can you guys get out of the way so I can get a photo without you? That's just part of the sport now. But if you can control like wherever it's legal to go at races, some races you can't go more than a half mile out of the aid station. If you can control and go a little further, you can get that shot of like just you and your pacer, or just you by yourself, or whoever you're running with. And those can be cool. But I kind of feel like you do still, like for the full storytelling, need some of the aid station stuff. But it's just got to a point where either in Adobe Lightroom or Photoshop, you can click a button and it can remove people. So I'm never worried about, unless they're in front of my runner. If they're off to the side, I can be like, click, gone. That's about the extent of AI I use, is just that ability. So, which is like a lot, but it's come so far from when I first shot races. And there's like, it's also fine to get photographers in there because like that is, but I feel like that little removal tool isn't like lying, because you're also coloring the photo, you're cropping in, you're like already showing a little bit that's not reality. So clicking a person out of the way.
Well, it's artistic. It's like winemaking. It's like artistic license. You know, you're like sculpting the photo.
Speaking of wine, I do have a bottle of Francois wine. That No, I didn't bring it.
Come on, man.
We
But I
keep
have it
trying
saved.
to
I
line
have it
this up.
saved.
Okay.
Francois, if you're listening to this,
Yeah, send us one.
somehow send us some. Yeah.
Do you think he listens to the pod?
No, not yet.
Definitely.
I don't think so.
Definitely.
He's like out there in his vineyards, like picking grapes, like dying laughing at like something Adam says or something. I do have a question. Like, because you're like a veteran now. You're like an established member of the like media, like of trail running, right? Is it different now than it was like when you first started?
Oh yeah.
Like, because everybody respects you now. Did they respect you then, or how's that?
No, I don't think really anybody really. It's all like in your head. When I first started, I was at Western States finish line, and I was like, do I even know how to use a camera? And I was like, everybody's looking at me and knows that I'm a fraud and I shouldn't be here. And like nobody there was like, no one even knows you're there. Like now I know when people are there because I'm friends with everybody. It's fun to like catch up and chat. But it's kind of like, if you are just picking up a camera right now and you're listening to this and you've like only shot a few local races or something, if you came and shot Western States, which they give out like 200 plus media passes, it's not hard. You could go to the finish line. You could shoot whoever's crossing the finish line and be surrounded by other people, and no one's going to look at you and be like, what are you doing here? Like you can go and you can get your spot. The earlier you get to the finish line, you can have the best spot. There's a lot of good spots, but it's just like it's in your head. It's just, you can put the camera on auto and go and take photos, and no one's going to be like, what are you doing here? But it feels that way. Yeah. And when I was first doing it, there was like maybe a tenth or a, I don't know, way less people than there are now. And I still feel like I'm pretty new at it. But not like in an insecure way. It just feels like time flew. Like, how has it already been like 5 years in a row at all these races? But it's all like, it was in my head, and I was like, oh man, I remember like there's a couple times where it's like, I was like, man, think of like how Howie Stern, I feel like he's been doing it for like 75 years.
Oh gee.
And I'm like, and he's now he's now at like the beginning of Black Canyon, as all the people are shooting with 30 seconds left. He's like, media, get out of the way. And he sounds like he's got like a big bark, but he's like a really nice guy. And the more I've gotten to like chat with him a little bit, he's like really nice. But like, I remember being like, I got to stay out of this dude's way. When I first got there, I was like, he hates me. He probably told everybody I suck or whatever. And then I talked to him. Like, it took me a couple of years to actually talk to him. I was like, oh, this dude's awesome. He's really nice.
Yeah. I also think though, like if you're a photographer who's trying to get into it and you maybe are intimidated by those aid station shots, finish line shots, like go out on the course. Like as an athlete, it is so special to be on like a quiet part of a trail and to see somebody, and you actually can like capture some really intimate moments with athletes and maybe have more of a connection with them out there. Like, I mean, honestly, Ryan, I think that's like a little bit how we started to become friends, where like we had at one point at Chuckanut a moment where you caught me after an aid station and you just like ran alongside me as we like ripped down this descent. And like, that's super special. Or like, coming out of Notre Dame last year at UTMB, you go through this tunnel where for what, a half mile, there's like thousands of people and chainsaws and smoke bombs and the smell of, fondue and beer.
People dressed like Vikings.
And then it's just silent, and you were still there beside me. And we had like a minute, the Gaylords were there too. And like, that's just as special to capture if you're a photographer and you're getting into it. And so like, go out on the course and like capture those moments too, because that's like, you maybe will get something you didn't expect.
Such a good point. I feel like Mike, Shit in the Woods, like did that at Gorge with the year I ran it. And it's the same thing. It was like, those are some of my favorite shots from the race as an athlete. It was like, it's like in situ on some single track, not in an aid station. It was really cool.
I think one of my favorite moments ever racing was at Chuckanut when you were literally running with me down that hill and we were just chatting. And it was just like, I'm like super in the zone. It's like, a familiar face and a little bit of encouragement. And
Was
it's
this
like, you're
this
getting
last
sick
year?
footage. Yeah, last year. Yeah, it's like one of my favorite race moments ever. And it had nothing to do with racing somebody. It was really
That's
cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
Same thing when you were at Black Canyon this year for me.
Yeah.
Like, it's a great point. Like getting out there on the course, you deepen your relationship with the people you're capturing.
Yeah.
That Chuckanut where I was running with you downhill, Matt, it's before you come into the last aid station, then you have the 10K back. And I hadn't seen Francesco, and I thought you were leading, and I was so stoked. Second, I was still stoked, but I was running, and I was so stoked that I wasn't really paying attention to the camera. And I remember, like, I listened to it's so cringy when I'm editing and I hear myself just yelling stuff, and I'm just like, Matt, I can't hold on, but you got to keep it up. I can't go any faster. You're pulling away. I'm just yelling. You're just like, fuck yeah, and I'm just yelling, and then you this year. You turned on the jets.
Well, yeah, we had a bet,
Dude, I've tasted
At Black
blood.
Canyon?
Yeah, he was like, I'll
happened?
roll with you for like 2 miles. And I was like, all right, I'm going to try to drop you. I don't want you running. And so we had a little wager.
Dude, I think I'm gonna drop that footage right before you run canyons.
Hell yeah.
It's really, really good. But yeah, that was so funny because I was waiting out there, and you come through, and I go from just like standing there to like running as fast as I can. And I ran through the aid to however far I could run. And I've like jogged back in. And I was like just coughing like crazy. I tasted blood. I was like, what happened? And I was like, that was just 2 miles of your race.
Dude, but it's got to be really hard holding a camera and then going from 0 to race pace,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and probably not taking care of yourself. You're not hydrated.
Yeah, I
like,
never do. But
yeah.
there are good people that know. Like if I see like Sasha or somebody on the course, she's like, drink this, eat this. Like there's people that know. But I will say, like, if I'm running, like, not only was I just filming Courtney at like 11.5, maybe close to 12,000, I wasn't pumping one arm to like hold the gimbal. And I was just like, all right, we made it 100 yards. I'm like,
I got what I
done.
needed.
Yeah.
Dude, just before I forget, like, I have no idea. How many races do you think you've like been at in the last 5 years to like cover?
I don't know, but I don't know the number, but I was thinking this year, because I was like, all right, what am I going to do different? Because this is my 7th time at Black Canyon, 5th year in a row.
Wow.
Damn.
This is my fourth, I think it's our 4th year we've owned Gorge, 4th year at Canyons, 4th year at Broken Arrow, 5th year at Western States, 5th year at Hard Rock, 5th year at UTMB, and these are all in a row. This will be my 4th year at Trail Fest. If I go to the Rut, it'll be my 4th out of 5 years. Going to Worlds, this is my 3rd or 4th Javelina. So there's also like, this is my 4th or 5th Chuckanut in a row. It's hard, it's hard to keep up, but this is my first time I went to Tarawera. I've done Reunion Island. I've done some one-offs like Worlds 2023, which is still maybe my favorite race experience. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many races, a lot. Because then there's also like local Washington ones I try to go to too.
Dude, that is crazy.
This leads to one of the questions that you wrote down. You got to be honest, what's your favorite races to be at and shoot and stuff? And what's your like, you like loathe going to that race again?
I will say this stuff.
All
right. So the Rut has been my favorite race. I didn't get to go last year just because I raced Transalpine and it was like the same weekend. And so the Rut, and now I think Mammoth Trail Fest ties it. And those two are my favorites for I can't take a bad photo because they're both so scenic and like kind of above tree line a lot of the time. And B, they're so community focused that it's like not just a lot of races I do. I film the front of the race. After the 5th or 10th place woman comes through, I kind of pack it in and then I leave. Those are the races that I want to be like, okay, I'm done, but I'm going to hang. Should I get a rut tattoo? Nah, next year. I don't know. Like I think about it, but like shout out Mike Foote. Like that event is insane. And now Tim Tollefson with his, 4 years, this will be his 4th year doing it. Those two events really stand out to me. And one, I don't like canyons. And it's
We're all
it's
going.
no, it's not because my friends racing. It's
kidding.
because I feel like
You don't spend enough time in Auburn is the real problem.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Part of it is it falls on my favorite local race, which is called Twilight 12 Hour from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. It's this like 2-mile loop in the Teanaway in Washington. So I can't go. I haven't been able to go to that for a while. There's also another really good race in Washington called Yakima Skyline, which I've done. It's a really cool 50K from Rain Shadow. And it's like, there's a lot on that same weekend. And I'm like, the reason I don't like canyons is because it's like, all right, well, I already go to training camp the same place and I go to Western States the same place. And so like, why does canyons exist? Could we have that race somewhere else?
Well, because it's the endurance capital of the world.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that it's not that it's like a bad race, but I just feel like I miss out on some local stuff, and then I already go to that spot a couple times a year.
Bring back Way Too Cool, and then you can just buy a house there and just live in Auburn.
Way Too Cool, man. I wish that would be a little more prominently focused in the calendar.
Great
I
race.
think most of us run that race. It's sick. You haven't? Okay. It's sick.
Yeah, it's a great race.
Didn't that just happen?
Yeah.
Because they moved it 1 year to the fall, and now it's back.
But it's usually like first or second weekend of March always.
Such a beautiful course. Yeah.
Ryan, I know that you consume a lot of different forms of art, whether it's music and film. Is there anything right now that's like really you're drawing a lot of inspiration from outside of the like trail space?
Outside of this podcast, what are you?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess
Always be
now that
promoting.
we've got that out of the way. Let's see. I'm watching Severance. No spoilers.
Yeah, I heard that was good.
It's really good.
Okay.
It's really, really
You
good.
like
I saw the first 2 episodes, I think, when the show came out, and now season 2 just came out. And so I went back and Addie and I are watching all of it together. We can't wait to get to
Is that
season
on?
2.
That's on
Apple TV.
Okay.
It's very
I'll have to
good.
check it out.
On the flight to New Zealand, either on the way there or back, I watched Civil War, which was a fantastic movie. Not the Iron Man's or Captain America Civil War, like the movie that came out last year. That's like about America Civil War. It's very like photojournalist focused. It's really like photography focused. So it's really, really cool. Joe, DJO, the artist, got some new music out. He just put out 2 new songs. The dude can't miss. Basic Being Basic, and I forget what the new one's called, but I've listened to that a bunch. That's music where I'm at right now. I went to a bar for lunch today that had surf on. It was in Avada. I don't know.
Oh, Arvada.
Arvada.
Oh,
Some little Mexican spot over there. And I was like, man, I forgot how much I love just watching surf. Like, I don't really watch too much running stuff because it's such a small echo chamber, like, of running content that I like to like pull stuff from like surf or skate or skiing or just something, anything that's not running. And surf is my favorite. I grew up watching like really, really a lot of surf films. And so there's actually a surf photographer who's coming into our sport, and his name's Dom Stone or Dom Smith. I can't remember. I think Dom Stone. And he's really good. Like, there's some of his are just like, here's some trail runners or road runners, and then the next one is like him just like floating in the water filming like someone surfing. And I was like, dude, if you ever have questions about like how to shoot trails, I'll help you, but could you take me on like a surfing shoot? I was like, and then I see his photos. I'm like, oh, he doesn't need any help, but it'd be cool to do something in the surf world.
Whoa.
I feel like there's a lot that we could learn honestly from surf and skateboard in terms of like how those stories were told in the early days of the sport, that kept it like very true to that community, and also like just told some like great stories about the people that were there.
Yeah, Dylan kind of brought this to my attention early on, where he said like trail running is much closer to like surf and skate, because surf and skate is like a religion where you're like, whether you're surfing or skating, you wear like the clothes that scream, I'm a surfer, I'm a skater. And you like, that's like how you build your life around it. And it feels much more like, I'm not saying that like road running or other or track or whatever doesn't do that, but it just feels like trail is like, that would be like connected to it. And it's like that same, it's kind of how it's like one of the foundations of free trail we try to approach is like just to have that kind of vibe. I've always wanted to make like a surf style or skate style running film where it's like it's like people goofing around and then like a bunch of angles. You know, when someone skates something, there's like 5 different angles of the same thing. Just all these angles is like someone running downhill or something, and then while music's playing, and then back to like, you know, whatever. And so maybe someday I'll make one.
Dude, we just ruin it with our half tights, don't we?
I was gonna say though, I feel like trail running media, like I'm thinking of like that those little shorts that Dylan put together for us at Black Canyon. Those are somewhat like skate vibe, kind of punk rock type of a look. I feel like some of the stuff Satisfies put out like is skate, but I feel like there's not as much like surf aesthetic trail running media. I don't know. Like to your point, it's like interesting is when photographers or videographers from like other industries will come in, like how that might change the look.
I was obsessed with the like the Solomon videos way back in the day when they had like the killing, well, not the Killing Quest ones, but like
that was good too.
Yeah,
but
what was the one with like the trail dog video? Like those just like scream trail to me. I wish they'd like bring those back. That kind of stuff was cool.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting they don't still do those, because those seem like they were
That's
really
literally
successful.
what got me into trail running was watching those.
I feel like Solomon TV's been pretty quiet.
Does it still exist?
I don't know.
Yeah.
TV off, you know.
TV. Oh yeah. No. Okay. One more question with free trail. I learned today you're part owner.
I am
1/3 owner.
not quite 1/3, but
okay.
Close. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
we split it up pretty close to that, like me, Dylan, and Harmony, and Travis. Actually, Travis.
Okay.
He's like the back end behind,
the tech
like,
guy,
the genius behind a Trail Runner of the Year, fantasy. We text a lot about like, wouldn't it be awesome if like before one of the big races, we put up like a Halo game where it's like a bunch of people on like Xboxes playing Halo, or like after a race.
That would be sick.
Wouldn't that be sick? That was like because Travis and I talk about, and then shout out our buddy Stian, who I think is a Satisfied runner. We were messaging each other about it, and we were like, wouldn't that be cool if we did something before or after? I mean, after a race would be cool. So you finish, and then like award ceremony, and then everybody back at our Airbnb, like it
should be like as soon as possible. So everybody's just cooked, and they're like, and then like that's the real trophy. Yeah. Whoever wins the Halo battle. Dude, what's like because free trail plays like such a big part in our sport, and particularly the professional side of the sport in the US particularly, and probably over the globe. I don't know, I don't live over there, but dude, what's like the future like what's like, where do you guys see like trail running media going?
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't really know. It's just kind of we're focusing on keeping it fun, sustainable, and then like figuring out how we can grow. And I think a lot of that is like, for this Courtney film, I hired help. It's my childhood best friend who works in film but not in trail running. So it'll be really fun taking him. He's much more like into proper cinema. So that'll be cool. And then it's just figuring out how to keep improving the things that are like doing well. Like we do trailgating, covering all the races, the before and after shows. Those do really well. So continue to improve that. Continue to improve our podcast. I'm actively like constantly trying to get better at photography and videography, and I started writing, which I don't really know how that fits into free trail, but I started a Substack about music.
What's
and
it
I got
called?
a Trail Running Radio.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's sick.
So yeah, it's just kind of just evolving too. Like
Yeah.
the thing is like, who knows how long, like there's like 5 new podcasts a day. So how long is that going to work for us? We got to have like other irons in the fire and just continue to be able to adapt and evolve as the sport changes. Because it's like the fastest growing sport, maybe behind pickleball. I don't know if pickleball fell off.
I think pickleball is crushing us.
yeah.
Yeah. Just like as a thing.
Yeah. So it's just continuing to evolve and
Yeah. Cool. Sweet.
You getting up out of here?
Oh,
Guys, I got to roll.
All right, dude.
Ryan, thank you for joining us. We love you.
thanks for having me.
Guys, love you. We'll see
True.
you. See you this weekend.
Later, man.
Get some miles in. All right. See y'all.
See you, dude.
Later.
enjoy dinner. Dude. Any other questions for Ryan?
What's been like one of your favorite races to race?
Ooh, good question.
Swiss Alps was probably my favorite race experience. Transalpine was. Has anyone done a stage race?
Never.
Mm-mm.
No, that sounds hard.
Yeah. Don't a lot of North Face people do the Costa Rica one?
I think like I don't know if a lot. I think like Katie's done it. Maybe Rob or Mike Foot or somebody. I don't know a lot. I don't know if a lot of people have.
Well, Transalpine, I got there and I remember the night before there's like a check-in thing and I was like talking to somebody. They're like, yeah, we've done it every year. And I was like, how do you do this every year? And then the first day was like a 50K with like 13,000 feet of climbing.
Mm.
And I was like, I have 6 days left after this. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And then halfway through day 2, I was like, I never want this to end. And every day I felt better physically, mentally. And it was what the routine was like, wake up at like 4:30, eat a breakfast, run for 7 hours, have a lunch. And it's like, mosey for 7 hours.
Yeah, but still,
But still, yeah.
still.
Have a huge lunch, relax for a little bit, watch some Lord of the Rings, have a huge dinner at like 7 p.m., go to sleep, repeat 6 more times.
That sounds like the best day ever.
Dude, actually,
Matt, you
like
got to try a
best
stage
day
race.
ever.
yeah,
dude.
actually, I feel like
Yeah.
Matt. I feel like you would actually
a
like a
200.
stage race.
Man,
I think do a stage race before 200, please.
let's do it.
I
We'll
feel
see.
like-
I'm trying to get into Moab 240, but I'm a little late.
Heard
on
it
that.
here first.
Here, wait. Let's scoot over so Matt gets in the shot.
Oh, yeah,
here.
yeah.
Okay.
We have
Oh.
more real estate now.
Just
Sweet.
for the YouTube.
There we go for the YouTube.
Yeah,
I-
that
Damn.
I recommend it. It's not. I don't think it's like super competitive.
So wait, when is this?
Like
Day wise, yeah.
it's like September 6th or
Oh, cool.
something for a week.
Tra-
It's like
tra-
right after UTMB.
This is the Trans.
Oh, that'd be
Alpine
great.
one?
I'll do Run Rabbit and then do that.
Yeah.
It's so cool. So
Where is it?
it changes every year but it's in that like German Austrian Alps area.
I'll come with you, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, let's do
Yeah.
it.
Sounds like you need a crew.
Yeah.
I think-
Let's both race it.
I don't want to. No, like I'd rather crew and watch. I'd rather.
Sounds
rather-
good.
Yeah. That's great.
Addy crewed. I did with my friend, and we did it because you can do it as a team. So we did step for step,
Oh.
and Addy did like
We should do that.
if you went, you could do like missions where you're just like, all right, you start your long day. I'm gonna like run up a VK, see you at this spot, do part of the trail, take a gondola down if you
Wait,
want to.
you can tap in and out.
You-
oh, no,
I
wait.
mean as a spectator. But
Uh,
my
Oh.
teammate, my teammate did it every day.
We
with
could
me.
run step
That'd be
like
so
hand in
fun.
hand. It'd be so adorable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
sounds dope.
we got through the extended edition.
Really?
Wow.
pretty
Well, it was
good.
7 days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's, dude,
Yeah,
that is
that's
awesome.
impressive though.
Yep.
It's a long
That
watch.
does sound like the
Especially if you've
perfect,
seen it
like,
before.
week.
Yep.
I can't imagine anything better. Man.
Okay.
Sweet.
Okay.
What are your guys' favorite races?
Black
To-
Canyon.
oh,
for
dude.
no, I'm
race.
just kidding.
Is it?
No. Chucking Nut for sure.
I think Chuck and Nut was my favorite ever.
I was thinking the same thing. Chucking that is so sick.
Chucking Nut is
It is trail racing.
Chucking Nut is the best race, and it's coming up. So you're going again.
Yeah. It's
For the-
next weekend.
Yeah. I heard.
Shout out Debo. Debo's running it.
I heard. Yeah,
Right.
for the first time.
Yep.
go,
First
Debo.
time.
Oh, dude. Yeah, he'll be a frequent flyer for sure. He's
Yeah.
gonna love that race.
Definitely. Dude, we're at the hour mark. Should we hit some voicemails?
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
I
we got some bangers
we got
actually.
three.
Let's do it.
on deck.
Also, once again, I need to clarify. There's been a lot of voice memos that have been sent that we will try to get to at some point, but we can't get to all of them.
Yeah.
So,
We do our best here.
particularly the. What's up?
Oh, those headphones.
Oh, yeah.
Do these ones work?
I don't know. These ones are being a little finicky.
It's all good if they don't.
Oh, they
no,
don't. I can share. Here.
It was just the plug in there. All right, so I got to connect this here so y'all can fill some space if
Can't
you'd
hear.
like.
All right. And then let's get to here we go. All right. All right, we're gonna do it. First voice memo. Can you
Oh,
no, you
listen
need
to
you
you got to
need
listen
hear
to.
it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the jank setup over here.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know why that plugin's not working. All right, this is from Rich Cook.
Can you hear it?
Yep.
Okay, I want to play it.
Hey, Boulder boys. This is Rich from Seattle, although originally a Mainer. First time caller and boy since the first pod. It's Chuck Nut Week up here in the Pacific Northwest, and since I know at least 60% of the boys have absolutely crushed this race in past years, thought I'd lob this question at you. If you were coaching an athlete looking to podium at Chuck Nut, what race strategy would you lay out for them? What do you all think are the keys to success for this race? Thank you. And just quickly, I want to say my first ultra was 23 Chuckanut, and I found myself riding the ski bus back to the parking lot with 3 other people. One of them was a bus driver, and the other one was Seth and his girlfriend. At the time, I was too shy to say hello or nice job, mostly because I thought Seth had won the race and was a complete rock star. So let me say nice job on that race, Seth. Adam, you did all right too. As a reformed mountain biker, I also want to say, Seth, I hope you crush your summer A race, Leadville. Thanks for all that you guys do.
Sweet. That was pertinent because Chuckanut's coming up.
Awesome.
Also, you should have definitely said hi in 2023 because I didn't win the race and I wasn't a hot shot. And yeah.
Well,
I have my strategy, which
Go
is
ahead,
go
go.
really hard at the first climb
okay.
and then get caught in the last mile.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That worked pretty well.
Well, was the question like, how would you advise an athlete looking to podium?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, because my answer is like it depends on the
Depends
athlete.
Yep.
Like it clearly, like we all are different athletes. Matt, Seth, and I, and Ryan. We all have like different strategies that are probably optimal for us to like run the fastest time. So like for Seth, it probably is like send it on the climb and try to get a gap and see if that'll stick. And then for me, it's like don't go super hard on the climb because I'll just blow myself up, and then run the single track fast and hope that I can like have better legs on the last 10K. Because like Seth is like a faster flat runner than me, but like I had better legs on that day, so like that worked. I don't know. Like
I don't know if I was a faster flat runner.
I don't know. I don't know, dude. I feel like you would have still run a faster like 3 mile tempo than me at the time.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Matt?
What was your strategy?
I have actually this next weekend when Chuck Nut happens, I have a few athletes racing it. They're 2 totally different athletes, 2 totally different game plans. But like for me, my strategy that year or last year was stay controlled on the towpath. Like you got to run fast if you want to have a good day. Like you're gonna have to run fast splits on that fast flat section.
That's a good point worth mentioning. Like you need to run sub 6 on the towpath if you're
But like,
looking for the
but like
podium.
stay controlled. Like I think I was like 12th or 15th through the first 10K.
Right.
And then we hit that climb, and I knew like a lot of those, like come on, like you know what I mean. So like, I sent it up the climb, and then I think the biggest thing with Chuckanut is to be able to descend really really hard, but have the legs to continue running fast, and like that's like the transition legs, because you send it on descent, and then you have a really steep climb, and then you send it on another descent. So it's like all these transitions, and you just gotta like be controlled on each climb, because the descents are kind of wild because they're so runnable.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it's like controlled fast climbing, controlled fast running, and then just let wild on, like on the descents.
That makes
was
sense.
my game plan. That's kind of all over the place, but it's just kind of how you got to run it.
I kind of agree. Ryan, you've been there watching the past 4.
Yeah, I've run
You've
the
been there
course, but I've
filming.
never raced it. But
What have you seen?
It comes down to who's super fast over the technical top ridge line.
Oh yeah.
That because it can be like ice on those rocks, even if there's not ice, it's just like slick. So it's who's fast there, who still has climbing legs for chin scraper, and then who has legs on the last 10K. Those are like the 3 I think things that define who wins that race.
100%. I definitely would say don't
downplay that last 10K because it's still 10K and that's pretty long. I downplayed it. I was like, oh, once I get there, I'm good. And I clearly wasn't good. So I don't know. It's tough.
I think the other thing too that I remember from training, like Matt, you might be able to comment on it too, is like I feel like I just did a ton of like threshold fitness work on the road, like pre-chucking it.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, it's all running except for
Yeah.
the ridge. I mean, you're running on the ridge too, but it's like, yeah. I mean, it's fast running that whole race.
Yeah. So kind of like Seth for your Black Canyon. It's just like get fit
Yeah.
for chucking out because there's so much flat towpath running.
Yeah.
I just
And like uphill running and
there's so many
running.
transitions.
Just running,
in that
running.
race. Yeah,
There are transitions,
but
and there's
it's
stages.
not like transitions like a normal trail race where it's like the terrain's kind of technical. Like, of course, there's the technical ridge. Like that's just going to be there, and that's what 4 or 5 slow miles in the race. But everything else, like you are literally running it so fast, but you have to be able to transition. There's like no walking.
Yeah, and like, dude, it has everything. It has a steep climb, chin scraper or whatever, and then it's got like the butter climb, that first climb, which I loved.
That was awesome. It was like 5
and then it's got
Cleater
that like then it's got that like douche grade climb after you get off the technical section. You're like running up this like it's terrible, and you're like,
forgot about that.
You know what I mean? It's before you get to chin scraper. It's like when
Just
you
that
hit
single track.
when you hit chin scraper, you've been climbing for like 5 miles or something.
It's
already.
all boggy and wet.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know. It was very nice the year we did it.
Oh.
It was very dry, very perfect.
Yeah. Also, I feel like this is maybe an intangible, but if you're trying to get on the podium, you need to like want it really bad because like I think the year I did it, like I think Chris Brown passed Eric LaPuma and got third or something like that. Like it's like you can definitely like reel 1 or 2 people back on the towpath if you're just killing yourself. So
it's 10K. That's a long ways.
Yeah.
Still 35 minutes of racing or something like that.
Also, don't skip bottles. Right?
Don't
you
skip
skipped
bottles.
a bottle. I didn't.
I skipped a bottle.
Maybe that was the difference.
It could have been the difference.
If you can get someone out there like hand you a bottle, that matters.
Yeah. Oh no, totally. Because like again, like you get crew people at the end of the 10K, first 10K, and with 10K to go, kind of that same spot.
Yep.
And I was like, 10K to go, no big deal. Like, don't need a bottle, don't need a gel, I'm good. It's 10K. It's still like a long ways. Like, take something from your crew.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I got.
Good luck, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck.
Hopefully they still have the like vegan. Remember there was like a tofu vegan like sandwich truck at the finish line.
I don't even remember what I ate. There,
Dude, I still remember it. It was so good. It was like buffalo soy curls
Oh wow.
and a loaf. It was so good.
I do not remember that.
Yeah.
Sounds like I missed out.
I got a hamburger
Yeah. Sounds good.
and a Dr. Pepper. Like I said, man.
They had Dr.
They had
Pepper?
Dr. Pepper. Yeah.
Classic.
Wow. They knew you were coming.
Classic. All right. Thanks for the question, Rich. All right. Next one is from Robert. Get this going here.
Hey, Boulder Boys, what's up? It's Rob from Colorado Springs. I'm calling in with a question. As somebody who didn't run early in life and kind of came into it in my 20s, I just hit a big milestone and ran my first sub 5-minute mile, which was really, really exciting. And that kind of led me to think about asking you guys if you guys have any personal milestones, be it a time, in a distance or an event, like, run sub this at this race or run sub this in this event. Just anything like that you've either always wanted to pass and it was a really big deal when you did, or that you're looking forward to passing in the future. Keep up the awesome work. Really enjoy the podcast. It really gives a ton to the trail community. And Matt, keep up the awesome work on your Substack. Your writing is super duper duper good. And it's really cool for you to share that. So keep up the good work. Appreciate you guys. And I would love for Moy to say show because it sounds awesome.
Oh, we'll get Moy to send you a voice memo that's him saying show.
Show.
Yeah.
Let's go, dude.
Well, dude, congratulations on the sub 5.
That is
That
a
is
killer
huge.
milestone. Yeah. And I appreciate you reading my writing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
People love the Substack.
Shout out
That's
Matt's Substack.
I need to get on that.
We'll link that in the show notes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, this is such a great question.
Yeah.
Ryan, do you have like something that comes to mind for you? I'm curious.
I was like a 5:45 miler in high school because I just did not care about running.
Yeah.
I actually hated running.
That's a
And-
really good time for somebody who hates running and,
and
isn't
then
good at running. To be fair,
I did I've done like 3 or 4 like 457, 458s in my 30s, and so that was cool. I kind of was like, oh, I guess it'd be fun to break 5, and I did. And as far as at states, I felt like I was in shape to do like somewhere close to 20, maybe 21. And that was like the only time I've really had a goal. I've done a sub 4-hour 50K. That was cool. But yeah, I typically don't have like those kinds
That's
of goals.
good.
That is
I
really good.
don't really have those kind of goals. I'm kind of like, well, I hope my ankle holds up for the whole race or something like that. That's typically how I enter races. Is just like I barely get there, and I'm like, let's do this.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I can go next because like I like is it Richie? Rich?
No, this is
No. Rob. Sorry. Yeah, Rob. Like you, dude. Like starting in your 20s, like that's not that late, dude. Like I don't know, you're still early to the game. You know, it's late for someone like Matt who started at 11, but like I think I kind of started in my 20s too. So you got plenty of runway. I feel like for me, there's so many that come to mind, dude. Like I remember when I first like could do like an 8-mile run at like sub 7 pace. It was like, oh shit. Like maybe I'm legit, you know? And then like I remember I did my first 20-mile run on trails with like 2,000 feet of vert getting sub 7 minutes. It was like also very exciting. Like I remember when I ran my first sub 4-hour 50K. One big one for me was like breaking 7 in a 50 miler. Like that felt like elite. I'm using air quotes on for anyone not watching. So I don't know, like those are some of mine that were like meaningful and kind of motivating. Like I remember thinking about those in training and being like, dude, I think I can go like sub 7 hours. I think I was probably actually like, I think I can go like 6 low at my first 50, which was Overlook 50 in California. And I ended up running like 656 or something like that. But you know, like it was still sub 7. So yeah, those goals are cool if they get you excited to train, you know?
Totally.
I want to hear Matt's. I want to hear the whole story.
Oh, dude, I think like
The whole story.
well, I mean, from like when I got into the sport, like all I wanted to do was break the 4-minute mile. You know, like that was before everybody was doing it, right? Like way back in the day.
Back in the day, without super shoes.
Yeah, and
yeah.
so that was always a goal of mine, and yeah, it finally happened in 2014, either February 2014 or 15. I need to go back and look, but happened at the Dempsey in Seattle. So Seattle's a forever a special place in my heart, just like for Ryan Thrower.
Sure.
Hell yeah.
So
The indoor 300 track, right? Is it 3?
yeah,
Or it's a weird distance.
300 meter track,
300 meter?
or it's like 287 or something
Yeah,
weird. Like
yeah.
but yeah, it was crazy because like I like went there to run the 5K the night before, and the pacing was terrible. Nobody ran. Like I think I ran like 13:55 or something. We were supposed to run like a 13:30 race, and so my coach just like set us up to run, like us and a couple other guys who were not happy with their 5K, to run a mile the next day. And we had some pacers, and it was just like clockwork. Like it was like one of the easiest miles I'd ever ran, and it just happened like the day after running 13:55 5K. So it was really cool. Yeah, it was special.
What was it
moment.
like? Because you were close. It was like,
Yeah, it was like 3:59.89. Like,
did you wait? What did you know you got under 4 or like immediately? Or
no,
did you have to look at the
I had to
score-
wait until it popped up on the score. Well, actually, I never saw it on the scoreboard. All I looked over like through the haze of lactic acid and bullshit in my eyes, and like saw my teammate who had paced me through like the first 400, Ollie, and he just like had raised his arms, and he was looking at the scoreboard. I couldn't see it because there's, you know, you're just like blacking out. And I saw him like raise his arms. He's like, "Your height, Ryan." And I was like, "Oh, I did it!" And it was just like instant relief. And I was like, "I
That's
can move on."
huge.
You know, it was so cool.
That's
Yeah.
sick. Was there a flat track conversion after that?
I don't know.
Does Dempsey
No,
have
I
one?
think no, because it's oversized.
Oh, okay.
But I have run like 356 converted on like 200 meter tracks,
That's
and like
sick.
147 converted for 800 and stuff. But
That's very fast for people listening.
yeah,
I'm going to ask the dumb question. Is it like harder on a shorter track or easier?
for taller guys like me, I feel like it's harder because the turns are tight and they're banked. But you also can like get some momentum being taller. But I don't know. I feel like somebody's a little bit shorter, I feel like it's easier on an indoor track. But I don't really know. I mean, have you
Yeah.
run indoor tracks? Seth?
Yeah, but I've only ran at the.
I'm not saying you're short.
No, I am short. It's really easy on a 200 track.
Yeah.
No, but I ran at the Crossplex in Birmingham.
Oh, yeah, me
so it's
too.
like a pretty
Yeah.
nice track.
It's
Like
a
that's
really
the
nice
only one
track.
I've ever ran
Okay.
on. So I feel like that's like because it had like brand new Mondo and hydraulics
Yep.
and stuff. So,
Yeah, it's
it
a
was-
fast track.
It's a fast track.
I've run there a lot.
Dude, somebody I forgot his name. He's a trail runner. Works for I think U.S. Olympic Committee in some capacity down in Colorado Springs, but he like did the math on like the perfect angle that the track should be banked at if you want to run sub 4 minutes for the mile.
Is it like Boston's?
It's
BUs?
like almost exactly
Yeah.
Boston BUs. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
for those that are listening and don't know, like BU, so Boston University's track is like the fastest indoor track in the world.
It's very fast. Yeah.
Every weekend, somebody's breaking like a world record on
Yeah.
that thing. It's insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's the cheat code. It's short or something.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What
dude.
about you?
Oh
Yeah.
man, I don't know. Like, I've never been satisfied, so I never really had that like moment where I was like, "Whoa, that was cool." Like every time I broke something, like I remember in high school breaking 17 minutes in cross country, and I was like, "Fine." And then like, I don't know. I've never just been like, I've never had like a good relief of like, "Whoa, like I ran this time." Because honestly, I always ran like pretty mediocre times. I do remember my first sub 5 minute mile was like in front. I was like a freshman in high school, and it was at like this like we used to call it. It was like the picnic. Maybe they did this at other schools, but it was like like the classes would like freshman and sophomore and junior and senior would like compete in different random events, and it was like scored. And I remember breaking sub 5 as a freshman in front of like the entire school, and that was like kind of cool because like I don't know where I was from, that was like a big deal. And I like won the thing as a freshman, and it was, like people like freaked out, and I was like, "Whoa, that's cool!" Like because I was like homeschooled before that, so I was like really I was like nervous around a lot of people, and then I like did that, and I was like instantly cool for the next 4
dog.
years. So that was nice, yeah. But that was kind of the only moment. Like I had some stuff in triathlon when I finally like had a half Ironman split faster than 25 miles an hour. Was nice. Things like that. I feel like the bike numbers were ones that I was like a little more stoked about because they started to actually get interesting.
Well, I don't remember if the question was like being satisfied, but like, what about like the time you just ran at Black Canyon? Like you were like,
I was
you'd be-
very satisfied.
yeah, like or just stoked,
Yeah,
like motivated and stoked.
yeah. That feels good. I'd say that's probably the only race or only moment I've had where I like finished and was like, whoa, that was actually cool.
Yeah. That was cool.
That was cool. But yeah, not like sub 5 was sick.
Yes.
I remember. I don't know. I've gotten super close to sub 15 for the 5K out here in Boulder, which was fun on a Thanksgiving day, but I was like 2 seconds off
Whoa.
on a turkey trot. So I really want to go run sub 15. I don't know.
What average pace is that? Like,
I don't know, 450, 440 something, 448 or something. But I don't know.
smoking.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's all
What
I
about
got.
states?
Oh dude, I'm 1330 for sure. Yeah.
But you wouldn't be satisfied.
No, because I think that race can go like 12:45.
Get out of here.
Yeah, Jim's time is super soft.
Yeah. I heard Jim's time is soft these days. I don't know. No, actually, like I don't like the sub 14 hour talk is like cool, but I actually think Jim's time is so good.
So
it's
good.
clearly so good because he hasn't been able to do it again. Like
He said he felt bad last year. He had a bad year, and he still ran that. So
Yeah.
what if he felt good?
I mean, yeah, like he felt bad, but he probably also felt bad because he was getting.
Having to deal with the hot rod.
Yeah, he
dude.
doesn't deal with the hot rod. Like I also feel bad when Rod's passing me. Like he's so good. So I don't know. That's fair. Like I think it could go under 14 hours, but it's like I'm not buying the like it's definitely going to go under 14 hours hype. Like I think it could, and if it does, I think I'll be there. But I think I don't know. I just have a hard time thinking like that Jim wasn't that good back when he ran 14.
Well, I'm not saying he's not good. I'm just saying he's
Yeah.
very good. He's best.
Yeah,
It's
he's the
just
best.
but that's his race. But I was just saying, like, if he didn't feel good and he still ran 14:13 or something.
Yeah, that's true.
If he felt good, could we just
That's
get
true.
another 13 minutes?
That's a
out?
good point. And he was coming from Europe, so it must be
But
tough
also,
to train.
I think something people forget is like the faster times get, the harder it is to like take time off. Like, like I ran 4:19 my freshman year of high school, 12 years before I broke, 13 years before I
Only
broke
19 seconds.
4 minutes. So
Yeah.
it took that long to break to run 19 seconds. So like in an ultra, I mean, obviously you're dealing with minutes and in some cases hours, but yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see like if they can go under 14, do they just squeak under, or is there like, is it going to be like a massive like 13:45 or
top 10
or is it
under
like
14
or is
hours
it
or
like
something
yeah, or is it like
You heard it here
14:01? You know what I
first.
mean? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Like this last year was a big like change with everybody going under 15 like that, or how many?
Yeah, it's
Top
of the
10?
top 10.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
It was a big change. I do feel like we've seen this in track too, where it's like and obviously maybe there's a different era, but that has the world record, a lot of the world records, but like I feel like we've seen it in track where the fastest times aren't getting necessarily a ton faster. They eventually get a little faster, but it's like the depth is
Yes.
so deep.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and I feel like
The depth is deep.
the depth is deep. It's like a dumb. I hate that. But it's true. But I don't know. Like, I feel like states. I don't know. Like, are we gonna is somebody gonna go into 14 hours, or just gonna be like a bunch of dudes running under 14:30? You know?
Oh, yeah. Just like,
Like this
a great
packed in.
race.
The top
Yeah.
10 is a lot closer in time.
Yeah, and like maybe course record gets broken, but it's like 14:0 something.
I want it to be like 120 degrees and like everybody's trying to break 16 hours.
I
Could be, dude.
don't
Actually, I
don't,
don't want that.
wish that on me, please. Anyway,
Dude, I don't know. Real quick, I hope this doesn't get taken as like a hot take, but I was just thinking like, so much of the field at States this year has like run the race before, you know, so they have a benchmark for themselves and they've like experienced the race and they're going to like ostensibly go to try and improve their time. But I find it so interesting when like people will be like, I'm going to break 14 hours and they've like never run the race. You know, it's like, that's a big shot to
Tough.
call. And like, feels to me a little bit like not putting respect on all the people who've like raced before. But, you know, I'm kind of like talking around David Roach, but he did that at Leadville, dude. Went out and blasted the course record that had been like standing there for so long. And so it's like, is he the guy, dude? I don't know.
Somebody's the guy.
Somebody's the guy. Maybe
Yeah.
it's Seth.
Might be
I
me.
do respect your
That'd be
style,
crazy.
dude. You're not putting times out there. You're just like, I don't know. I just want to go race,
Well,
you know?
'cause- okay, I actually just think the time doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's like a world championships. You
Yes.
win. I think UTMB in States, it's very cool to set a course record, but it's like secondary to just winning the thing
Yes.
or podiuming.
Totally.
So
Yes.
that's why I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. It's just like if I'm up in the like competing for the win as
Yeah.
long as possible, to me, that's all that matters.
Doesn't
And,
matter
like,
what time
whether
you're on.
it's fast or slow.
It's such a great
is what it
point.
is.
And none of us have a freaking cougar, dude. How cool would it be to have a cougar in Boulder Boulder Boys HQ? You know?
Would it just sit here like right
right in
front?
up in front?
Yeah, it'd be like the head would be on the
Yeah.
side of the screen.
Yes.
All right, cool. Yeah, cougar. I'll get a cougar. No worries.
Please.
Yeah,
Someone's got to get one.
I'll I don't know.
I was gonna make a joke about cougar, but-
Man, every pod, Matt's like, you know what I'm saying?
All right, we got one more voice memo.
Yeah, hit it.
That was
more?
sick.
Okay.
This is great from. I think it's more of a like, it's more of a game. He sent us a game. Jeff
Oh.
Lyons. We've gotten one from him before, but this was perfect because yeah, we'll see.
Hello, Boulder Boys. Jeff Lyons here, coming from the ultra running mecca of Philadelphia, PA. I have a nice piece of Boulder Boys trivia I'm sure you know about, but your listeners might not and would probably be interested in hearing about. Guys, here we go. In which race do 4 Boulder Boys hold top spots in the top 10 all-time fastest finishes? Which race 4 Boulder Boys hold top spots in the top 10 all-time fastest finishes? I do have 2 hints you might want to pause to discuss. Hint number 1, the runner who holds the number 2 spot is an honorary Boulder Boy due to his guest on the show status. Hint number 2, the world's greatest race videographer, Ryan Thrower, created 2 of the all-time best vibes running video recaps for the 2023 and 2024 version of the race, available on the freetrail YouTube channel. Hope this is fun, guys. I will see you soon. Have fun later.
Shout out, Jeff. Go Phils.
Wow.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And
All
thank
time
you for the
best
shout out.
videographer, photographer.
Yeah.
Dude, I just realized that this just brings us right back to Chuck and I.
Yeah,
It is
Chuck and
Chuck.
I heard this earlier and I was like, dang, I don't know the race.
Yeah. Well, it's because I think, does Adam Peterman have the fastest time ever there? But it was not on the OG course.
It was basically the original course, dude. It was so close to the original.
Which?
When he ran 3:24,
Yeah.
it's basically the same, dude.
No,
Yeah.
they don't take you on the trail. You just went straight on the road. That's so fast, so much faster.
Not 5 minutes, dude.
No, not 5 minutes.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't
It's
know.
like
What do you
it's-
think, Ryan? You're on that course a lot. I have no idea.
I think it's faster, but I don't think it's like.
I don't think it's
Because
5
I've
minutes.
run that trail too. It's
I-
not very
minute,
long. Yeah.
2.
Because it is. It's a descent and then a short climb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it only adds probably. I don't know.
I
But
don't know where
does
this
it add
is.
distance? That's the thing.
I remember filming that.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, that
and
was
his
insane
end, I
time.
filmed like the last half mile of his race. And if you watch the recap video, I was like, oh, half mile, I can hang on. I look at my watch, I'm going 440 pace, and he's just pulling away. He's pulling away.
Goodness.
So I typically like to have the winner crossing the finish line in that video, and it's just like, there he goes, and then it cuts to all of a sudden he's finished. And I was like, just totally, that was so fast.
Yeah. I think that was probably like that was one of the craziest, like one of his craziest races. I mean, he's had a lot of really good
Yeah.
races, but that was
Yeah.
one of the craziest ones.
Yeah. All right. So you have the third time.
Yeah.
Second or
has
third
his-
time. Fran has a second.
Fran has a
You
second.
have third.
I don't know what mine is.
You've got to be like,
I think you've
Fifth
got to
or-
be fifth.
And then you 6.
Yeah.
am I sixth? And then Drew's got to be like seventh or
Seventh.
eighth. He was right
You may
right in
even
that
be
time.
Fourth.
You might be fourth because at the
Yeah.
time you were the second fastest
Yeah.
ever on the legit course.
Yeah. I think you're fourth.
And then who was
Go look.
Was Max King slightly faster than you, or were you the fastest
oh,
time?
I think I
Max.
was.
No, you were the
I
fastest.
think I was
time.
faster than Max King.
What
Because
about
somebody
Anthony
said that.
Castelos? What did he run there?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. It wasn't that fast because he was with Drew. Like,
That's
or
right.
not that Drew's was. Not, no. I just mean it wasn't as fast as like Adam Peterman or like it was very fast, but
Dude, I think you had the fastest time. It was just Adam Peterman had the
Yes.
fastest.
Yes.
And then I was behind Max King because Max King, he would have slot right between us if we were.
that is
racing
cool
on
that
day.
we've all run. Moy's got to go run it.
He's got to go run it
Maybe
Yeah.
next year.
next year. And we're giving Chuck and I a lot of press. They deserve it.
They definitely do.
Might even throw them in the title of this podcast.
Let's
I
go.
don't know.
Let's go.
Sweet.
What a joy this has been to have Ryan on the pod.
Yeah.
Dude.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So sick.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Do you have any last inputs, wishes?
What can we be doing better, dude?
Yeah.
You have so much
Um,
experience.
I think you could record the audio separately.
Wait, you think so?
Yeah.
Just in case
You
there's a
just need
backup.
micro SD card and then you hit record.
Just as a backup?
And sometimes the audio would be better. from
See,
here.
I tried telling you guys.
Okay. Man, you didn't even know this thing had an SD
I
card.
don't even know what that thing is.
Okay, the
Looks like a spaceship.
Yeah, that's a good point. But AI, dude.
Yeah.
AI is up there.
Yeah.
Alan Arrow.
More
Someday
reels.
it'll
More reels.
be
That's
right
what I
there.
want. More reels.
More reels. That's a
Yeah.
good point.
Dude, we
should
are
do
trying to
more
get on
reels.
that. It's mainly
But
just the content, getting the actual raw content.
Yeah. You know how hard it is when you're training so hard and like just trying to run to take your phone out? When you're running so fast like we do.
It's
all
not the
time?
same. You got it. Like, but the content Carrie Ann got, like driving next to us, and like
Yeah.
that's what people want. They don't want
Yeah.
freaking bouncing camera. Like,
I think if you combine that mixed with like whatever pod has just come out, you find like a clip that is like makes people want to go listen to the whole episode.
Good point.
Put that on top of whatever you're doing,
Good
like
point.
with some running or getting pizza together or something like
oh,
that.
That's a good
maybe a little
point,
more
yeah.
lifestyle content.
Oh. Ooh,
That's what we want.
lifestyle. We are a lifestyle
We
brand.
have some pretty good lifestyle moments.
Yeah.
We
I
don't-
do have a picture of Matt eating a massive sausage from.
We should- Dude.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I give you a hard time about that every time. All right.
Well,
Let's go eat
That's
some
all I
wieners again sometime
Oh,
soon.
man.
Uh,
I ordered a bratwurst thinking it was going to be on a bun, and they just give me a sausage on a plate.
okay. Yeah.
It was like Jonathan Allen.
Oh my
His
God.
vein.
His vein.
So you're talking about like starting reels with clips like this, right?
Definitely,
And then-
dude. That's it right there.
All right. Dude, honestly, every podcast we have, like the last 30 seconds, or we're like, everything just hits
These
the
NAs must be kicking in, you know what I mean?
All right.
All right, bye.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening to episode number 36. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah,
Thanks,
good,
Ryan.
yeah, thanks,
for
Ryan.
having
me.
Yeah.
Good
Cheers.
night.
See ya.
Sweet. Bye.